So first, you're going to wipe down both your work area and your hands with white vinegar to ensure everything is bacteria-free, because scobies can grow mold very easily. Then you're going to bring 3.5 quarts of water to a boil in a large pot. Once the pot has boiled, remove it from the heat and add tea bags and sugar. Let it cool until it reaches room temperature. This could take a few hours. Now, while you wait for the pot to cool, fill your gallon jar half full with filtered water. Once the pot of tea is no longer boiling, add it to the jar of cold water. This will help it cool down faster. Once the jar is room temperature, carefully add the SCOBY and starter tea. Place your cheesecloth on top of the jar and fasten it with a rubber band. Now you will wrap the jar in a towel or a blanket and let it sit in a dark place for about 6 to 10 days. You can sample the kombucha as it ferments by sterilizing a straw and inserting it below the SCOBY to sip. Alright, so then while the kombucha ferments, you're going to either buy dried hops, or if you're growing your own, you're going to want to harvest them during the fall, and then you'll place them in a food dehydrator for about 24 hours. You're also going to want to buy 2 blood oranges, and then when your kombucha is done fermenting, prepare 6 to 7 twist-off beer bottles by rinsing them with white vinegar. Then you're going to cut your 2 blood oranges into thin slices and distribute them evenly between all 6 bottles. You're also going to add a small handful of dried hops to each bottle and an even amount of sugar. Then, using a measuring cup or a funnel, pour your kombucha into each bottle, stopping where the bottleneck begins to narrow, and leave room for the kombucha to carbonate. Then you're going to remove the SCOBY and place it in a jar with 1 cup of starter tea. Alright, so you're going to let your bottles sit out of direct sunlight for 1 to 3 days, and you'll uncap them once daily to allow them to burp. This makes sure that they do not explode. If it's hotter out, you won't need to have them ferment as long, and if when you're taking the lid off they seem super carbonated, then they're good to go. When your second fermentation is done, pour out the bottles over a strainer into a measuring cup, and then pour the strained kombucha back into the bottle. Now you're done, and you can refrigerate them and enjoy.